Hola, mucho buenos. Charles Cooper coming at you from Region 11 once again. So, in the last video, we kind of went through the basics and all the options you guys have. In this video, I really want to talk about just leveling up the discussion posts, which really doesn't have a lot to do with the options within Canvas. They have more to do with the routines and procedures and the structures. To begin, one, make sure that you're very clear on what you're expecting your students to do. Over explain if you need to. I would not over explain in every single video, but set off a set of standards, if you will, off to the side and make sure that your students review those standards frequently as they are going through the discussion posts and replying to each other. If at all possible, when you give feedback to your students, refer back to rules like this. The reason we need to over-explain is because a lot of times our students have different structures at home, if you will, on how to engage with people who they agree or disagree with, and we need to set up a new culture, a new standard in the classroom, even if it's the virtual classroom. Sometimes over-explaining is necessary. So here you'll see my over-explanation. You can pause the video and read these, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to keeping your discussion posts in predictable formats, if you will, especially if you're going to be doing virtual learning or distance learning again in the fall. Try to have the discussion posts open up on the same days and close up on the same days every week, so the students don't get confused by this particular routine. Also keep in mind that they're obviously going to be taking other classes, so the more predictable yours is, the more likely they're going to complete your assignments. Another best practice that we can incorporate into our discussion posts is by building a thinking strategy or a thinking routine. Here's one example. It's inquiry-based. It's 3-2-1 bridge. And so what you would do is show your students an image like this. Now I'm getting this from Pulitzer.org, so these are Pulitzer Prize-winning photographs. And I would ask my students to go through this 3-2-1 bridge process. Maybe on a Monday, I would say something like, what are your 3 thoughts or ideas that come to mind when you view this image? And on Tuesday, I might ask, what are 2 questions that you have about what's going on? Like, look at your facial cues, body language, look at the tents in the background, even the mountainous region. What are the 3 questions that come to mind? And then finally, instead of overly emphasizing answers, I like to overly emphasize questions or analogies and similes. And so in this case, we've got the one piece of the 3-2-1 bridge is 1 metaphor or 1 simile. So after the students have given me 3 observations, asked 2 questions, and then of course they're having discussions about these on Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday, I may ask them, so once you decide what's going on in this image, give me a metaphor or a simile of what's happening here. And so that way, what we're doing is we're emphasizing the inquiry process instead of trying to emphasize actual answers. If we try to overly emphasize the answers, the students may freeze up. So maybe use something like this or another inquiry structure like the KWH-LAQ chart, where the students will write down, what do you know about this image? What do you want to know about this image? How are you going to find out your answers? And then after they do a little bit of research on the image, what did you learn about this image? And then what actions can you take on this image? Like, let's say it's an image concerning justice. How can we bring into action justice instead of just talking about it? Or sometimes I'll change the letter A to audience. Who's the audience for this information that I just researched? And again, we're in an inquiry process. We're trying to overly emphasize questions and underemphasize answers. So we wrap up with, what other questions do you have based on all of your learning concerning this particular image? And then finally, don't be afraid to use your mug on your videos. Anytime that you're giving students instructions, take a video, post it, and then let them read the instructions or listen to you saying the instructions. A lot of times we carry a lot of information with our voice inflection, facial expressions, things like that. So a lot of students may better understand your instructions by watching a video that you put together based on those instructions, especially discussion prompts. A lot of times our voice inflections really clarify what it is that we're trying to say in those discussion prompts. Thanks again for your time, and I hope that this allows you to really level up your discussion posts.